Welcome in, beautiful soul. This is Dahlia with Spiritual Society. Take a deep breath, center yourself here, now. We're going to do a pick a card reading on how does the person on your mind truly feel about you. We're going to dive deeper into how to improve your connection or secure the commitment that you desire. Choose one of the cards or crystals that most resonates with you now. Welcome in card one. The card that you were drawn to says, "We both are working together in unison, even if you cannot see it yet." So let's begin your reading on that note. The first question I'm going to take a look at is, how does the person on your mind feel about your connection? We have the Two of Swords and the King of Cups. The Two of Swords means that there is some uncertainty within this individual. They're unsure if the connection with you is the right path to take or if it's something else that they should be exploring at this time. But with this King of Cups here, they are trying to understand you, what you need emotionally, and trying to understand their emotions as well, and allowing themselves to be more sensitive and more vulnerable with you. However, I'm getting the sense that this is something that is a stretch for them. This person on your mind is not someone who's comfortable being vulnerable, but they're willing to explore that because they understand that it's what you need or what's going to make you happier. Let me get this question answered again. What does the person on your mind feel about your connection? We have the Eight of Swords. So there's a lot of mental restriction here. There's a lot of thoughts that are running away with this person. The Eight of Swords is a limitation. So I'm getting the sense that this person, like I said, desires to be open, desires to be vulnerable, desires to be more caring and wear their heart on their sleeve. But there's a fear or an uncertainty preventing them from doing so. So I'm getting a fear of commitment here, a fear of intimacy, and a fear of vulnerability. Perhaps they feel that if they play cold or play hard to get, that their heart will stay protected. But with this original card, we are both working together, even if you can't see it. I am feeling, especially with this Two of Swords, a desire to lean in, but also an insecurity and an uncertainty about how to do that. So if someone goes their whole life with a wall or a guard around their heart, as much as you may open their heart or pull at their heartstrings and increase a desire within them to be more open-hearted and sensitive, if they've been playing it cold or wearing a mask their entire life, it's not going to be easy to just drop that guard all of a sudden. So I'm getting the sense that they want you to be patient with them, that they want to work with you, but they're still unsure how to do so. Okay, let me get another deck. How does your partner or the person on your mind feel about your connection? Love, yes. Beautiful. We have unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. So especially with this King of Cups here, I am feeling a pull towards you based on this love that you're giving this person, this unconditional love. They feel it and it's stirring their heart, but there is a wall and a guard that they're uncertain about dropping. So there's definitely, regardless of where you are in commitment or connection at this time, this is a group reading, so take what works for you and leave the rest. But regardless if you're single, in a situationship, or in a long-term committed relationship, there is a love here that this person feels for you. And although they are unsure about how to move forward at this time, there is authenticity here in this connection. Okay, so now let's take a look at what worries this person on your mind may have about being in a committed relationship. Okay. What worries does this person have about being committed? The Page of Pentacles, this is about repetitive work that it takes to build a foundation. So it's possible that the hard work that it takes to be in a long-term, steady, committed relationship makes this person afraid. Perhaps they feel that there won't be any fun in a committed relationship, because it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of compromise. It takes understanding your weaknesses and another's, and meeting each other at your depths, and being willing to commit to this third identity, which is the relationship. It's not just about what I want or what you want. It's about what we want and what we're willing to work towards. So there's something about the hard work that makes this person reluctant to commit. Okay, let's get another card. What worries does the person on your mind have about commitment? Yes, okay, totally. We have the Ten of Wands and the Lover's card. So the Ten of Wands is similar to what I was just describing. It's about having a lot of responsibility, being burdened down by responsibility. And because this is a Wands card, the Wands are related to our passion and our fire and our enthusiasm. So it's almost like commitment is a damper on the enthusiasm of a connection, because, like I said, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of compromise, it's a lot of give and take. It's not as easy as just meeting someone and being infatuated or carried away by chemistry, and you have this intimate moment or this honeymoon phase, and then what happens? You bump up against the wall of deeper intimacy and deeper vulnerability, because it takes work on yourself. It takes understanding yourself in order to be able to understand another. And so for this person, it just appears that they have a fear or an understanding or a perception that it does take a lot of hard work and responsibility to be in a committed relationship. And although they have deep feelings for you, are they willing to do that work is the question. And then you have the Lover's card here, which is another confirmation, because this is not just about true love and devotion that we want to give to another. This is a duality. This is Gemini energy. So it's about seeing both sides of the coin, not only seeing my side, but seeing your side, and then seeing a third side, which is the relationship. What are we doing? How are we persevering to the end of a successful committed relationship? We have decided to commit. We have decided to persevere beyond all obstacles, beyond all appearances to the contrary of our love. Because there are times in long-term steady relationships where you just don't like that person, but you love them unconditionally, and you've decided to commit to them, and therefore will take on the burden of responsibility that it takes to build up a long-standing union. So again, here it's just this fear or this worry about the burden and the work that it takes to decide to commit to someone. So let me get a different deck. What worries does the person on your mind have about commitment? We have the Dragonfly. It says, be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. So I am getting the sense that this is this heaviness. This person doesn't see commitment as a lighthearted experience. They see it as heavy. Therefore, in order to want to commit, they will have to change their perspective. They will have to adapt and heal any limiting beliefs that they see commitment as a burden rather than an opportunity for expansion and deep intimacy and vulnerability. So just like with this Two of Swords and this King of Cups here, I do see a desire to be vulnerable and sensitive, but also an uncertainty about how to go about doing that, how to adapt to the circumstance, even though a part of them is afraid that There'll be no more joy or no more passion or no more lightheartedness. There will be a heaviness and a denseness and a burden. That's the perception that they're wrestling with in order to have a deeper union with you. All right, my beautiful soul, if you're resonating with this reading so far and you want to claim it for yourself, comment a gold cup emoji and like this video now. The next question we're going to ask is, what does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in a deeper relationship with you? Okay, what does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? We have the Six of Wands. I'm getting the sense that this person needs words of affirmation. They've possibly been criticized or judged a lot in relationship. And this can happen when you're in a long-term steady relationship, that you start to see all the things that you don't like about this person. And then you start to nitpick at them until their confidence erodes and the relationship is just a burden. So that's something that could have possibly happened in the past, or that's something that they could have witnessed in their parents' relationship or anything like that. But the Six of Wands means that they need to feel like a leader. They need to feel like a success. They need to be seen as valued in the relationship. So I would just suggest that you continue to affirm this person's value to you on a regular basis and limit the amount of criticism or judgment you have. All right. This is about being grateful for the things that you appreciate about this person, the things that you admire and value about them. Communicate that in any way possible. Show them how much you truly care and how much they mean to you, versus criticizing or judging them for their minor flaws. Okay? What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? We have the Page of Wands. Yes. See, this person definitely wants to see relationships as passionate and enthusiastic and fiery, instead of like the earth energy of, that Page of Pentacles, where it's just like the step by step hard work that you have to do to persevere over a period of time. That's why they see it as a burden, because it does take mundane, monotonous growth that, along with words of affirmation and showing this person how much you value them, I would also prioritize date nights and surprises. This is giving me like Sagittarius energy, loving to go on adventures, loving to be spontaneous and just explore the spice and the excitement of life. So I would say, in order to help this person feel safe in a long-term committed relationship, continue to keep things spicy and fun. Continue to find surprising ways to be adventurous and explore new passions with each other. Let me get another card. What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? We have the Seven of Swords. Interesting. This is about deception. Let me get a clarifying card. What does the Seven of Swords represent? We have the Ace of Swords. I'm getting the sense that they just need to have a change of mind about people. I almost feel like they think that anyone who wants them to commit is trapping them in some way, because this is about being deceived. So they are afraid of deception. They're afraid of betrayal. And that's perhaps why they wear a mask or limit how vulnerable or sensitive they are, because they're afraid that if they let their guard down, then someone is going to deceive them. Okay. But that's an internal struggle that they have, that's going to need to be worked through over time. And I don't necessarily think there's anything that you can do to change their mind, except for what I suggested with these two cards here, which is to continually show them and tell them how much you value them, how much of a success and a leader that you see them as, instead of undercutting them, which can happen in relationships. We can start to degrade the sense of confidence that our person has because we get so irritated by them. I'm not saying that is your experience, but it's perhaps their perception of what has either happened to them or what they think is going to happen. So continue to validate their worth to you, how you feel about them in any way, whether it's gifts or words of affirmation or whatever their particular love language is. I do feel it may be words of affirmation, and also dates, surprises, fun activities. Keep the relationship or the connection fun and passionate, and that may help them change their mind about feeling like if they enter a committed relationship, the other person is going to deceive them. All right, let me get a different deck. What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. So this reminds me of what I just said, that they're going to need time in this type of relationship where they feel secure, they feel valued, they feel seen, they feel like it's fun and exciting. I do feel that over a period of time, being in a connection like that will change this person's perception of committed relationship, from feeling afraid to be vulnerable to feeling more secure and stable and willing to commit. Let's take a look now at what the person on your mind wishes you understood about them. Okay, what does the person on your mind wish you understood about them? We have the moon. So this card actually reminds me of the original card that you were drawn to that says we both are working together in unison, even if you cannot see it yet. Because the moon card is about what's hidden underneath the surface. It's also about repressed or subconscious feelings. So I'm getting the sense that this person wants you to understand that they have more depth to them than they might show or than you might believe, especially with all this energy of being hesitant to be vulnerable and also wanting to have fun and be passionate instead of be burdened down by responsibility. You may have a perception, or other people may have perceived this individual to be superficial. And they want people to know that they do have deep feelings. They just might be afraid to share them because maybe they've shared their deep feelings in the past and they've been deceived, or someone made them feel like they could be safe in love, but then they were betrayed. Something could have happened earlier on in this person's life that made them unwilling to show how deep they really feel, but it doesn't mean that those feelings don't exist within them. Okay, let's get another card. And the Two of Cups is on the bottom, which definitely confirms this desire to have deeper devotion, but also a fear, a reluctance, or an uncertainty about how to go about doing that. What does the person on your mind wish you understood about them? The Six of Pentacles. Interesting. The Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity, about giving and receiving in equal measure. Let me get a clarifying card. What does the Six of Pentacles represent? What does this person wish you understood about them? We have the Four of Swords. So remember, I was saying up here that this person is afraid of commitment because they know how much compromise it takes, how much you have to give of yourself. And I'm feeling like this person is tired of giving more in relationship. And I don't think it's with you. I do feel it's in a previous relationship where this person was deceived because someone made them feel that they loved them unconditionally, that they were safe to be vulnerable, safe to be sensitive, and the rug was swept from underneath them. So, in that connection, they may have given all of themselves, even more than the other person gave. And now, with this Four of Swords, this is about resting and introspecting after a period of heartbreak and hardship in love. So, this person wishes that you understood that their reluctance is coming from a place of needing to heal, where they gave too much of themselves to someone who wasn't willing to give the same in return. Okay, so that's why they have this guard or this mask, but it doesn't mean that they don't have deep feelings. It just means that they are scared to be that vulnerable again for fear that what they give is just going to be robbed from them and not returned. Okay. All right. Let me get a different deck. What does the person on your mind wish you understood about them? X. It says breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. Okay, so definitely reminds me of what I was just saying, because the Four of Swords is about healing and resting after a breakup. And it's also about stopping the pattern. So, in this sense, the pattern was them giving to someone who was just taking from them. And therefore, they needed to find healing and restoration in their heart after that deception happened to them. So, it also says abandonment. So, I do feel that they were abandoned or at least betrayed or deceived in some sincere way that deeply affected how vulnerable they're willing to be now. So they do wish that you understood that they are still dealing with the after effects of a breakup or an abandonment that sincerely hurt them and made them feel like they needed to guard their heart. So now let's take a look at what the person on your mind wants to change in order to be a better partner for you. Okay, what does the person on your mind want to change in order to be a better romantic partner? We have the Four of Wands. They want to feel more that love is a celebration. They want to be able to get married. They want to be able to enjoy that feeling of community and camaraderie when it comes to love. So they don't just want commitment. They want marriage. They want happiness. They want their family and friends to support them and to come together with them and cherish and celebrate the love that they choose as well. So it's possible that this person didn't have family support or the support of their friends in a previous relationship. And so perhaps they may even hide you. So if this person doesn't want to take you around their family or friends, it may be because they were disrespected in the past or misunderstood, or their significant other wasn't approved of, and that may have put a damper on the connection. But the Four of Wands is a marriage card. It's also a celebration card. So those are two things that this person does want to improve in order to be a better romantic partner. Okay, let me get another card. How does the person on your mind want to improve in order to be a better romantic partner? We have the Page of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Page of Swords definitely reminds me of what I was saying about up here, that it's a mental limitation. It's a lot of heavy thoughts that are impacting this person's ability to commit and enjoy steady relationships. So this Page of Swords shows me that they want to have a new idea. They want to learn how to be more sensitive, more vulnerable, more compassionate, more open-hearted. They want to learn how they can let down their guard so that they can open up to this deep commitment, marriage, and celebration of love with family. Okay, they deeply desire that, so they want to learn how to accomplish it. We have the Wheel of Fortune. How do they want to improve? They want to trust life. This person may have some control issues based on wanting to protect themselves, which is completely normal. But when you have that much control, you are resisting the flow of life and you're resisting good fortune from coming because the negative experiences that we go through are not meant to destroy us. They're meant to clarify where we're going, clarify who we are and what our purpose is and what we truly want and value. So a negative relationship is not the worst thing that happens to you. It's actually positive if you can learn from those lessons and carry them forward and allow yourself to be open to life. So this person desires that they would have less control, that they would feel safe to let down their guard. So they want to learn how to do that so that they can accept that life wants them to have a fun and enjoyable and successful, secure, stable relationship. Life wants that for them. But if they're guarding their heart, they're going to be unable to receive that. So they want to be more open to the flow and allowing fate to deliver them something that's much more beautiful than they can expect or imagine. Okay, let me get another card. How does the person on your mind want to improve in order to be a better romantic partner? We have stabbed in the back. We have heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, and shocking attack. Let me get another card because this is just this energy I've already expressed here. How does this person want to improve in order to be a better partner? Wow. Okay, so we want to go, this person wants to go from being stabbed in the back to this coffee cup card that says meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. So they want to go from being afraid to repeat the same heartbreak to enjoying the moment with you, feeling uplifted by your friendship and the connection that the two of you share, and then moving on from that to engagement, to commitment, and a union between you that's based on this sense of completion. Okay, so with this Four of Wands and this engagement here in the same row, they do want commitment. They do want engagement and marriage. Remember, depending on your level of commitment that you already have. So if you're already married, this just confirms that they do want to continue that commitment with you, regardless of the wall or the guard or the mask they may have up at this time. And if you're single and just exploring a commitment, obviously take what resonates with you and where you are. But this is how this person on your mind wants to improve in order to reach this destination of marriage. All right, beautiful soul. Now we're going to take a look at what are the biggest hopes for your future together. What are this person's biggest hopes for your future? Okay. What are the biggest hopes for your future together? We have the Nine of Wands. Beautiful. This person is aware that they have a guard, that they are also battle worn from previous relationships. They want to have the determination to persevere beyond what they think they're capable of. They want to be more vulnerable. They want to be willing to endure the weaknesses or the uncertainties or the insecurities or the fear. They understand that it's a mental restriction that's limiting them from achieving success in this area of their life. So with this Nine of Wands, their hope for your future together is that they can let this guard down and be more safe to be vulnerable with you. What are the biggest hopes for your future together? What are this person's biggest hopes for your future together? I love this. We have the Fool. This is about taking a leap of faith, trusting the universe to support you, knowing that with a pure, open heart, you will be caught, you will be supported, you will be loved and uplifted. So this person's biggest hope is that they can let their guard down and just take a leap of faith into this relationship and that it will be soul satisfying. Okay. What are this person's biggest hopes for your future together? I love this. We have the Three of Pentacles. As you can see, there's a man, woman, and child. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will have this sort of dynamic in relationship. Take what works and resonates with you. But the Three of Pentacles is basically working together to reach a common goal. So whatever the common goal that the two of you desire, whether it's just securing a boyfriend girlfriend title or getting the proposal, getting the yes answer to your proposal, or, finally getting married and buying a home and building assets and a future together and building generational wealth, whatever path you are on or you desire, this person wants to build and grow with you. So it's interesting that the same Pentacles energy that makes them feel a little bit hesitant is the same thing that they ultimately desire will happen in the future with you. It's just they have to be willing to let their guard down and take this leap of faith. All right, beautiful soul, let's get one final card about the possible future of your connection with the person on your mind. What is the possible future outcome of this connection? This card says, give your relationship a chance. And it says, work on your partnership. So that is so beautiful. The last card mirrors perfectly the first card. And it says, we both are working together in unison, even if you cannot see it yet. This card again says, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So that is a huge confirmation that this connection, no matter where you are, and commitment at this time is worth exploring, worth working on, and finding a deeper level of vulnerability, intimacy, and connection together. All right, my beautiful soul, I did love this reading. It was so beautiful. I hope that you found peace, clarity, and inspiration. If you resonate and you want to claim this reading for yourself, comment a gold cup emoji and like this video now. If you're new here, subscribe as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. And if you would like a deeper personal reading for yourself, the link is available in the description box below to book that at any time. And until the next time I get to read for you, as always, I'm sending you so much peace and love. Welcome in card number 2. The card that you are drawn to says, I will come back towards you when the time is right. So remember to take what resonates. This is a general group reading, but depending on where you are in connection, there could be a separation here. It could be emotional, that the two of you are still communicating. However, there's an emotional distance, or there could actually be a physical distance or separation between you. So take what resonates with you as we begin this reading. We're going to take a deeper look at how does the person on your mind feel about your connection? How does the person on your mind feel about your connection? We have the Tower. Okay, so there's definitely an ending here. An unexpected breakup or interruption in this connection. So again, remember to take what resonates, whether it's an emotional distance or a physical one. However, there is something that is going on within this person that makes them feel like a connection with you or a relationship with you is not right at this time. And that's why it says, I will come back towards you when the time is right. So if they've taken space, they've asked for space or distance, There's something going on within this person's life. Tower moments are very challenging. There's a lot of unexpected change and loss that occurs. This can indicate bankruptcy, divorce, a loss of a job. It's really heavy endings. So there's something going on in this person's life right now that makes them feel that they need space or distance from you. All right, let's take a deeper look. How does the person on your mind feel about your connection right now? We have the King of Swords. Let me clarify. What is this King of Swords about? Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. Wow. So again, there's a lot of heavy mental energy here. This person is thinking a lot, and it's a very unemotional energy too. So regardless of how deep of feelings this person has for you, they're not going off of their emotion, they're going off of their mind, and so that they can be very discerning and logical. There's something happening in this person's life right now that requires them to be unemotional and to just see their situation as it is rather than how they would want it to be. Let me get another card. How does the person, oh wow, the Three of Swords. Okay, this is a very clear reading here. All right, so there's definitely a separation, a breakup, some sort of distance, again, whether it's mental, emotional, or physical. I am starting to see more that it is a physical separation and a distance between you, because the Three of Swords is about the ending of a relationship. So how this person feels about the connection, that there needs to be a hiatus. There needs to be a pause and a distance here. And because this initial card says, I will come back to you when the time is right, I will get into the details as we go along, but it does appear that they know for a fact that they need to separate from you, and there'll be a time when they're ready to come back, but right now they need all of their complete focus. All right, let me get a card from a different deck. How does the person on your mind feel about your connection? Heart with a key. It says welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, and perfect. All right, so again, I do feel like there is something that this person knows is right about you and is right about the connection. But for whatever reason, something severe is happening in this person's life where they cannot focus on the relationship or connection with you. Their focus is divided and they feel like they're not able to give you the amount of time or energy or affection that you deserve. So instead of letting their attention for you wane, they're separating from you so that they can put their complete focus on this other issue that they need to. And when the time is right, they will come back around because they recognize that you are someone that they deeply care for. All right, so I do want to confirm here that this person has sincere feelings for you. And the separation doesn't mean that they don't value your connection. But again, this person is going through a tower moment. And these are very serious situations that do require our complete focus and willingness to persevere through them. And they don't have the energy to invest in a relationship or in being intimate right now. Okay, let me get another card. Okay, so let's take a look at what worries does the person on your mind have about being committed. Okay, what is preventing this person from being committed? We have the Hierophant. Interesting. This is about traditions. So it could be something about this person's family or upbringing is preventing the connection right now. Perhaps they have to take care of their responsibilities, perhaps take care of elderly parents or someone who's sick. There's something about tradition that this person is holding on to. Let me get a clarifying card. What is this Hierophant about that's preventing this person from being committed? We have the Ten of Swords, some sort of painful ending. What's ending in this person's life? What is ending in this person's life? Three of Cups, Two of Cups. Yes, so I'm almost feeling like this person is also going through a midlife crisis or some sort of spiritual awakening. This card is about seeking a mentor. So it's possible that they are going through therapy or counseling to deal with some sort of ending in relationships. Okay. So this is really interesting. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. For some reason, I feel it has to do with parents, but it also could just be relationships ending, all sorts of relationships, friendships, family relationships and dynamics, even romantic partnerships. It's almost like this person is closing themselves off from all relationship. And the Ten of Swords has to do with some sort of betrayal, or also just needing to accept endings. And that's why I feel it's a midlife crisis, because it almost doesn't make sense why this person would cut themselves off from everybody. And the only time people do that is when they're going through some sort of internal struggle that no one else understands. And so that's when I'm getting this sense like this person is going through some sort of identity crisis or some sort of spiritual awakening. And when you go through a spiritual awakening, you oftentimes have to change your entire circle of friendship because it's a new frequency. People don't understand you. So I'm getting the sense this person feels misunderstood, misaligned in relationships, and needs to take a step back to really figure out who is real, who they are, and who they can trust in all sorts of relationships, not just with you. So I feel like this person is just cutting everybody off, is the feeling that I'm getting. So I would say don't take it personal, because this person is probably cutting like family and friends off too, not just romantic connection. All right, let me get another card here. The Chaser. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Interesting. So people who have a fear of abandonment will sometimes abandon others before they can be rejected. Because it says chaser in a codependent relationship, they could be the person who's always there for others, but is starting to feel like no one is there for them. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm getting the sense like I'm cutting everybody off right now because nobody's here for me. I'm always the one doing things for everybody else. And here I am alone. So I am feeling like this person is seeking therapy or counseling, or just an inner introspection, trying to find themselves and understand who they are personally and in relationship with everybody else. Okay, so this is definitely an internal struggle this person is facing. So again, I would not take it personally, but it does appear that as they work through this issue, they will find their way back towards you. All right, beautiful soul. If you are resonating so far and you want to claim this message for yourself, comment a heart healing emoji. It's the heart with the band-aid over it, and like this video now. Again, if you're resonating so far and you want to claim this message, comment the heart healing emoji. So now we're going to take a look at what does this person need in order to feel safe in relationship. Okay? What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? Interesting. This card came out in the same place in the first reading. So this may be a similar thing that many people need in order to feel safe. But the Six of Wands is about being seen for your value, feeling like a leader, feeling like a success, feeling like people admire you. And I'm getting the sense that a lot of people feel judged or criticized in relationship, and they no longer feel seen or valued. So in order for this person to feel safe, I'm getting like words of affirmation will be very crucial. If you can show or tell someone how much they mean to you, then it does a lot to kind of buoy up their feeling of being safe to be vulnerable. So in order for this person to feel safe, they need to feel valued. They need to feel seen and respected for their contribution as a person and what they offer the relationship. Okay. What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? We have the King of Pentacles. Let me get a clarifying card. What does this King of Pentacles represent? What does this King of Pentacles represent? What do they need? We have the Two of Swords. Interesting. Well, the King of Pentacles is about being a leader, being a provider, being a protector, and someone who loves and values family. So I am getting the sense that they need to feel valued for their contribution, the work that they do, the value that they add, the love that they give. This person really needs to be appreciated for how much they do and give to others. This Two of Swords, I'm almost getting the sense that they don't even know what they need to feel safe in relationship. So these may be things that they felt were lacking, like being valued or seen for their contribution, but they also don't know what would make them feel safe, which makes a lot of sense with this energy up here, because it's almost confusing for me why they are isolating themselves from everybody. And so it's because they just feel so unsafe or so devalued or misunderstood or misaligned, like a black sheep or an outcast. And so it's like, I don't even know what I need to feel safe in a relationship with anybody, with my family, my friends, my partner. So it's definitely a confusing time. So if they're not seeking some sort of therapy or counseling, I do hope that they pursue that, or at least do some sort of internal shadow work with themselves, because I can sense that they're going through a lot. Like, I definitely feel identity crisis happening here. And so it's almost difficult to do this reading because they're so lost or confused in their own mind. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up on, a lot of confusion. All right, let me get another deck. What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe in relationship? Talking. Yep. See, I told you therapy or counseling is definitely going to help this person. It says conversing more, a weighted message arrives, text, call, email. So I'm getting the sense, like, again, with words of affirmation are going to be very critical. Don't expect too much from this person. Just send them a text every once in a while, letting them know that you're thinking of them, you care for them, you value them, whatever words or affirmations you want to use. Every once in a while, just let this person know that, just validate them in some way. But I do feel that this talking is them talking to a professional, helping them to navigate this confusing energy that they're experiencing at this time. So now let's take a look at, what does this person wish you understood about them? Okay, what does the person on your mind wish you understood about them? We have the Four of Pentacles. This makes me feel like they wish you understood that they have baggage, that they're holding on to a lot of people, places, and things. Like, they've accumulated a lot of energy that's not theirs. Okay, so that reminds me of this chaser card, chaser in a codependent relationship. I feel like they're always seeking validation from other people and maybe don't have a sense of self-worth that is based on their own sense of identity. And that reminds me also of that Hierophant card. There's something about traditions, like this person wants to please their family, but there's nothing that they can ever do that's good enough. And so that's why they're maybe withdrawing from all their relationships, because they're starting to realize, like, no matter what I do, I'm never good enough. And this is like literally a woman holding on to a bag. So I'm getting the sense like they're holding on to this baggage, this pain, because of all that they wanted to prove to other people. And they realized, like, they could never be good enough, but they still need to find their sense of self and that love and that worthiness within that they were seeking from external validation. And now they recognize that they can't get that validation externally, but they still have the pain. And that's why counseling or therapy is going to be very helpful to unravel what is actually theirs versus what they've picked up from relationships and what they were trying to prove or get from others. Okay, let me get another card. We have the Lovers card. Interesting. Let me see what this energy is about. What does this person wish you understood about them? Clarify the Lovers. The Eight of Pentacles. This makes me feel like they want you to know that they deeply value you. Again, the heart with a key. They don't want you to misunderstand this distance. Again, I'm getting the sense that they don't want you to take it personally, but you have to understand the depth, the weight of pain that they've been carrying that they don't want to carry in relationship anymore. And so this Eight of Pentacles, they want you to understand they have a lot of work to do on themselves in order to be stable, in order to be ready to commit to someone. They have to understand all of their weaknesses and their limitations and what pain they're still holding on to, because they don't want to bring that baggage into a relationship. So they do wish that you understood that as much as they value you, they don't want to destroy this connection. So they recognize that they're going to have to kind of tear away everything they've built up, including all relationships. They're going to have to isolate themselves and just work on themselves so that they can understand who they are and what they have to offer and how they can go about committing instead of sabotaging relationships. Okay. Let me get another card. What does this person on your mind wish you understood about them? We have the card, the Butterfly. It says relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child, and growth. Okay, so definitely just confirms what I was saying, that they do value you. They do want the relationship to evolve to the next phase. However, they have to heal their inner child, which again, I said this is something about their upbringing or their tradition or their codependency in all relationships, not just romantic, and how they can heal that wound so that they can grow and be ready to take a relationship to the next phase. So that's what they deeply want you to understand, is that they need work on themselves to put down all the baggage that they're carrying from previous relationships, whether it's parents, family, friends, other partners, and they recognize that they need a lot of work in order to be ready to give you what you desire and what you deserve. And remember the initial card, I will come back to you when the time is right, and the time will be right once they've done this deep inner shadow work to heal their inner child. All right, so let's take a look at that deeper. What changes does this person want to make in order to be a better romantic partner? What changes does person on your mind want to make in order to be a better partner? We have the Magician, and it fell in reverse. So the Magician, almost getting the sense like they want to stop sabotaging relationships based on the codependency or based on the need for external validation, because the Magician card also works in a negative way, because the law of attraction manifests what you believe on a subconscious level. So if you want a deeply committed relationship, but internally you feel like a fear of rejection, or you feel a sense of unworthiness and that you need other people to validate your self-worth, then no matter how much you want something consciously, the law of attraction is going to manifest what you believe deep down. And so what changes this person wants to make is to stop manifesting by default their worst possible attributes. You know, they want to stop self-sabotaging romantic relationships based on this sense of low self-worth or fear of abandonment that they may be carrying within them. Okay, let me get another card. What changes does the person on your mind want to make in order to be a better partner? We have the World. The World is about reaching a new level, graduating, experiencing a new phase, a new chapter in life. So they're really ready to overcome this baggage. They are ready to heal and grow and experience a new chapter where they can manifest based on what they deeply desire instead of what they fear. Okay, what changes does this person want to make in order to be a better partner? Yes, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is about security. Okay, we also had the King of Pentacles. So they want to be secure, stable, loyal. They want to be a good provider. They want to be materially successful and have a lot to give. They want to create and build generational wealth. This 10 of Pentacles is just like what I would imagine anybody would want when they anticipate a future with somebody. It's like having security and stability in relationship and taking that security a step further and building a family, and then taking that a step further and then building a legacy. Okay, so that's what they deeply desire and what they want to change. They want to be able to have that stability and that security and be a provider, be a lover, be a protector, be everything that that King of Pentacles is. All right, let me get a different deck. What changes does this person want to make in order to be a better partner? We have Coffin. It says endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. So definitely reminds me of the World card. They want to leave all the pain in the past, not just leave it there, but overcome it through the shadow work, through the work on self, through understanding and unraveling the pain and the baggage of the past. They want new beginnings, but they also know that means that they have to reach this place where they're no longer self-sabotaging based on limiting beliefs or fears. Okay, so they deeply want growth and new beginnings in their personal life so that they can have that security and stability in partnership. All right, beautiful souls. So now we're going to take a look at what are this person's biggest hopes for your future together. Okay, what are their biggest hopes for your future together? Ooh, we have the Empress. Okay, so there could be children if the two of you don't have children already, or if that's something that you desire, there could be an aspect of fertility here. So keep that in mind if this person and you have ever talked about having children or wanting to start a family, especially with that 10 of Pentacles, that could be something that they hope for the future, is building a family with you. However, the Empress is also about everything that you value in life. It's about beauty and unconditional love and being creative and expansive. So ultimately, they want to experience everything that they truly value in love with you. They want to experience your beauty, experience everything that is so essential and beautiful about you and about love. Okay, so they basically just want to be like a romantic and be expansive and to see love and relationship with you as harmonious. Okay, all right, let's get another card. What are their biggest hopes for your future together? Okay, we also have the High Priestess and the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords means that they want to leave the pain in the past. It mirrors this Coffin card. It's about transition, moving on from a period of hardship to a better opportunity where life feels more expansive, feels more fulfilling. All right. So ultimately, they desire to overcome their pain so that they can be available for relationship again. Again, this reminds me of I will come back to you when the time is right. So letting that boat of transition carry them from the pain that they've been experiencing towards a committed and fulfilling relationship with you. Now we have the High Priestess, which means that they want to trust their intuition. They want to lean into that part of them that is not afraid, that is trusting. It reminds me of that Two of Swords card when I said, what do they need to feel safe? And they really had no idea. They knew what they wanted, but they also didn't know like how they can do that or if it's possible. So with this High Priestess, again, it's like they want to be able to trust the little voice within them that tells them where to go and how to trust life and how to feel safe and how to feel worthy and know that they're on the right track. So again, I am feeling like this person feels lost or confused, and they really feel that in order to experience life in a way that's more fulfilling, not only relationships, but life overall, they're going to have to learn how to trust themselves versus search for external validation. Okay, let me get another deck. What is the person on your mind? What is their biggest hope for your future together? Photograph. It says, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, and make new memories. So reminds me again of the distance between you, the separation period that you're experiencing. However, they still value you and your connection. That's why they're still reminiscing on you. They're still holding on to the connection by looking at your photos or whatever the case may be. But this card also says make new memories. So the connection based on this reading, I feel, is not over. Even if there's a separation and a lot of uncertainty here regarding it, it's based on the deep inner shadow work this person needs to go through. And that's why they're isolating themselves from not only you, but every relationship in their life. But ultimately, they desire to move on from that experience so that the two of you can come together and make new memories. All right, beautiful. So I'm going to one final card here to answer the question, what is the possible future outcome of your connection with this person? Okay, what is the possible future outcome of your connection together? We have children. Okay, so what did I say? If you don't have children already, this person probably deeply desires it and wants that to be a reality for the two of you, for you to build a family. However, if you already have children, this just validates that children will continue to be a factor here in the glue and the security of your relationship. We also have deception. It says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So I definitely feel that's all the confusion I am feeling right now. I don't necessarily feel like deception is going to be a factor in the future. I always could be wrong, but based on the other energy in this reading, I feel that this is currently what they're going through. And that's this identity crisis, this mental confusion. They're wearing a false self mask based on the pain. And that's why they're isolating themselves from everybody to find a deeper understanding of self. Okay, so I did say in the beginning, you're going to need to give this person time and patience. But then again, here we have children. So if you're desiring to build a family with this person, it's definitely in the cards. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope this reading provided you with peace, inspiration, and clarity regarding this connection. If you resonate and you want to claim it for yourself, comment the healing heart emoji and like this video now. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. If you desire a deeper personal reading, there's a link available in the description box below, and you can book that at any time. And until the next time I get to read for you, as always, I'm sending you so much peace and love. Welcome in card number 3. The card that you were drawn to in the beginning says, time spent with you was the happiest time of my life. So let's dive deeper and see, what does the person on your mind feel about your connection? Okay, what does the person on your mind feel about your connection? We have the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. This is about romantic proposal, wearing your heart on your sleeve, professing your love, wanting to be devoted and take things deeper. This also can indicate like impulsive energy when it comes to romance. Okay. So, depending where you are in connection, only take what resonates with you. Because this says time spent with you was the happiest time of my life. If this was a situation where someone came in hot and heavy and then kind of disappeared or went cold, sometimes this Knight of Cups energy can be hot and heavy and then retreat. So take what resonates with you and where you are. But ultimately, I am seeing that this person does deeply value the romance that you shared, even if it was fleeting. Okay. But I do feel that there will be a deeper level of intimacy unfolding with you. But I'm excited to explore that. So let's dive in deeper. Okay. What is this Knight of Cups energy? Time spent with you was the happiest time of my life. How do they really feel about your connection? Nine of Pentacles. Yes. See, this is what I'm feeling. I do feel like they want to build something with you that is very rewarding and fulfilling. This person, if you're not married to them already, is definitely considering proposing to you. Okay. So definitely take what resonates with you, because if you're in the earlier stage of a connection, the proposal may not be forthcoming that soon, but there is an initial spark and a desire of deeper connection because this person recognizes that you could be the one. All right. So I am getting this energy of, wow, this person is like my dream come true. All right. Let me get another card. How does the person on your mind feel about your connection? We have the Five of Swords. This is about fighting. Interesting. What is the conflict here? Let me take a look. What kind of conflict might the two of you be experiencing? The Eight of Cups. I'm wondering if this person is having conflict with a previous partner or having difficulty walking away from a previous relationship because of some sort of conflict there. Some of you actually might be in a third party relationship where you're with someone who's married, or with somebody who's already in a relationship, or someone who's in the process of leaving one relationship behind. So that could be some sticky energy here, where I am getting the sense like, even though this Knight of Cups comes in hot and heavy, then he may have to retreat. And so that may be this energy where this person desires a deeper commitment with you, but they still have some other situation that is conflicting with being able to be in a relationship with you. So I am definitely feeling third party situation here, where they're either already married or still wrapping up a previous relationship, and it could be due to having children with that other person or sharing a house, still living together. Whatever the conflict they're having is, it's definitely impacting how committed they can be with you. Okay, let me get a different deck. How does the person on your mind feel about your connection? We have lightning. It says sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. So yes, I am feeling like you might be with someone who's married or divorcing. Again, take what resonates with you and where you are. And if you don't resonate, you can always choose one of the other card readings as well. But this relationship or connection, in order to evolve, is going to require some sort of upheaval in this person's life, which is why I feel like they're already married or in the process of leaving someone that is something that they have a lot of interest in, again, whether it's children or assets, etc. But their connection with you has been like an epiphany, like a very shocking aha moment where they recognize with this Nine of Pentacles is like, wow, this person is what I've always wanted. But then I have this other issue that I have to deal with in order to be able to propose or profess my love or take this commitment deeper. I have to deal with this other conflict that I'm going through. Okay, so let's take a deeper look at commitment. All right, what does the person on your mind worry about in regards to commitment? What worries does the person on your mind have about commitment? We have the King of Pentacles. So this makes me feel like they are a father or a spouse, some sort of protector or provider a leader in a family, or, they are someone who has built up and established something, that's a big deal. It's a lot of responsibility that they've built up. And so if you do resonate with being in a relationship with someone who's already married or going through a divorce process or something similar, like a situationship, then you have to recognize that this person has a lot of commitments that they've already built up, which are preventing them from committing to you. Okay. What worries does the person on your mind have about being committed to you? We have the sun. Interesting. What is the sun about? Clarify the sun. What worries does this person have regarding commitment? The Four of Pentacles. I feel like they're afraid that they will lose what they've built. The Four of Pentacles is about security, like holding on to savings and wealth, but it's also about holding on to people and places. So the sun is about optimism. So I'm almost confused here why they would be worried about optimism, but I am getting the sense like even though they have like a very strong interest in you, there's a lot of chemistry here. Time spent with you was the happiest, the most fulfilling. There's something that makes them feel less than optimistic about having to give up what they've built. So if this could be needing to divide assets, like going through a divorce process can be very expensive, not only in a money sense, but in an energetic sense. It kind of robs you and depletes you of your joy and your sense of satisfaction. So it's like, even though I deeply desire this person who fulfills me, if I have to divorce or if I have to destroy everything I've already built, that's going to be so taxing. It's going to be emotionally taxing. It's going to be physically taxing. So I'm getting the sense that they understand like it's going to be a downer in order to commit to you, because they're going to have to, like this card says, upheaval. They're going to have to literally tear down everything they built up to be with you. So that's not an easy decision by any means. Okay, let me get a different deck. What worries does the person on your mind have about being committed? We have relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child, and growth. Okay, so the more I continue on this reading, I do feel it's for those of you who are in third-party relationships. So if you don't resonate, please see one of the first or second readings. But this says relationship evolving to the next phase. So if you are the mistress here, then this person's fear or worry about commitment is actually having to commit to you, because again, it's draining their energy, it's draining their bank account, it's just draining their sense of joy in realizing that they would have to go through a very expensive and taxing process in order to commit to you. So they're enjoying like this almost superficial level of connection with you because it's fun and it's exciting. And it was the happiest time of their life, but it's going to take a lot more than that to take this relationship to the next phase. Okay. All right, beautiful soul. If you are resonating so far and you want to claim this reading for yourself, comment a lightning bolt emoji and like this video now. Again, if you're resonating and you want to claim this message, comment a lightning bolt emoji. So now we're going to take a look at what does this person need in order to feel safe in relationship. Okay, what does this person need in order to feel safe to commit? We have the Page of Cups. This person needs to follow their heart more than their head. I'm getting the sense that they are thinking about all the practical things, all of the ways this is going to affect them in a monetary sense, but they're not really taking into consideration how happy being with you makes them feel. So it may be worth it to destroy everything that they've already built up if it makes them feel more emotionally fulfilled. but they have to wrestle with that fact and identify what is more important to them, material success or emotional fulfillment. Okay, let me get another card. What does this person need in order to feel safe to commit? Wow, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so definitely just confirming what I've said, they need to see how much emotional satisfaction you bring to their life. It's possible that if they are married, that their other spouse doesn't nurture them, isn't compassionate, maybe very judgmental and criticizes them a lot, undercuts them, and when they're with you, they just feel this deep sense of bliss in their emotions that maybe they didn't even know or believe was possible. Maybe they've never felt this type of stirring in their heart, but there's a level of like you really understand them. You allow them to be safe, to be vulnerable. So they're going to have to lean into their emotional side versus their material side in order to feel safe to commit deeper to you. All right, let me get another card. We have the Knight of Swords. This means they're just going to have to make a decision and go for it. If they continue to weigh the pros and cons, I feel like they're going to stay married or stay in the situation that they're already in the more they think about it. But the Knight of Swords is like, no, just make a decision and go for it. Even if it's not me, just make the decision, but don't string me along either. So you don't want to be strung along. You want this person to match their actions with their words. So the more they delay the decision making, if it is having to divorce or decide what they want, who they want, they just need to decide and go for it. But it's like, don't play games with me, don't string me along. So they're going to need to feel like clarity and taking action. And it's going to need to be based on their understanding that they're more emotionally fulfilled with you than in the other situation. Okay, let me get another card. What does the person on your mind need in order to feel safe? We have addiction. It says codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. Let me get another card. What does this person need in order to feel safe to commit to a relationship with you? We have abundance, keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude, and bliss. Yes. So I feel like in their marriage or the current situation that they're involved in, this person I do feel is very controlling or possessive over them. And that reminds me of the Five of Swords, like they're experiencing a lot of argumentativeness or conflict with the other person, but they're still codependent on one another because they've built something up together. And it's not just so easy to tear it down, even if there is conflict. But in order to feel safe, like I said here with the Knight of Swords, they're just going to have to make a decision and go for it instead of weighing out the pros and the cons. And it's going to have to be focused on this feeling of bliss, emotional fulfillment versus obligation and responsibility. So they're going to have to, again, make their mind up and manifest it. Okay, based on this feeling of emotional bliss and fulfillment and following their heart versus their head. All right, beautiful soul. So now let's take a look at what does this person wish you understood about them? What does the person on your mind wish you understood about them? We have the Four of Cups. Interesting. They wish that you knew how deeply dissatisfied they are in their marriage or in the situation that they're in. And so even though that they may be hesitating on making such a grand step in committing to you by leaving this other person, they might be hesitating on that move, but they want you to know that they are very much happier in their connection with you than they are in the situation that they're in now. So even though it's a hard decision, don't mistake that for the fact that they're deeply emotionally unfulfilled with that person. So it's not a romantic desire that they have for them. It's just this feeling of monotony and responsibility that they've tied themselves to. Okay, let me get another card. What does this person on your mind wish you understood about them? We have the Star. Let me get another card. What is the Star? Clarify the Star. What do they wish you understood about them? We have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is about carrying a burden of responsibility. And the Star is about like a wish fulfilled, hoping for a chance at renewal. Okay. So I feel like this just confirms what I was just saying here, that they want you to understand that they are burdened down by the responsibility of a marriage or a family or the process that it takes to have to dissolve all of that, but they are deeply hopeful and looking forward towards a renewal, which is a deeply fulfilling connection with you. But they are working through a lot right now, but it doesn't mean that they're fulfilled emotionally, because they're not. All right, let me get another card. What does the person on your mind wish that you understood about them? Coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. Okay. So the moments that you do have together, even though they may be fleeting, are the things that get them through the day. All right. I feel like they are always thinking about you, always reflecting on you, even when they're in this other situation, they're reminiscing on your connection and the times that you share. That's why the first card is time spent with you was the happiest of my life. So reminiscing on the times that the two of you share is what's making them feel uplifted at this time. So, again, just because they may have to leave you to go deal with this other situation, it doesn't mean that they're happy there. They are happier with you. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at what changes does this person want to make in order to be a better partner for you? What changes does this person want to make in order to be a better romantic partner for you? We have the King of Wands. They want to follow their passion. They want to just be carried away by the deep feeling of chemistry that the two of you share. Like, you really light this person up. You give this person a sense of invigoration. And so they want to follow that bliss instead of their responsibility. All right. What changes does this person want to make in order to be a better romantic partner for you? We have the Seven of Swords. This means they want to stop being sneaky and being deceptive. They probably have to hide you and their relationship, especially if they are married or in a long-term relationship, even if it's dissolving and in the process of wrapping up. This is not a connection that they are able to be so open about or shout from the rooftops. So they want to stop being sneaky and deceptive when it comes to your connection. All right. What changes does this person want to make in order to be a better partner for you? We have the Four of Wands. So this reminds me of what I just said about shouting from the rooftop. They want to celebrate your love publicly. They want this to be something that they're proud of, that they are able to share with their family and friends. This card also indicates marriage. So that could be something that they desire, is actually turning this from a situationship or from a third party relationship into something that is dedicated and also celebrated by their community. Let me get another deck. What changes does the person on your mind want to make in order to be a better partner for you? We have seduction. It says attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, and third-party interference. So this definitely just reminds me of the Seven of Swords and everything that I was saying here. I do feel like this connection between you two is more of a hooking up situation, but it is based on them already having an established relationship or something that's not quite finished yet. So they want to take this from being this third party hookup to an actual committed relationship that they can celebrate amongst all the ones that they love instead of hiding you away and being secretive about it. All right, beautiful soul. So now we're going to take a look at what are this person's biggest hopes for your future together. Okay. What are their biggest hopes for your future together? We have the Page of Swords. Let me clarify. What is this Page of Swords about? The Magician. What are their biggest hopes for your future together? Learning how to manifest based on what's truly desired versus what is a burden of responsibility. So I am getting the sense like this person is kind of old school when it comes to the terms of, marriage. It's like till death do us part, But then when you have that sense of heavy responsibility for something that you've built up, even though it's dissatisfying, it's almost like you're living a lie. So their biggest hopes are how to learn how to create a life that is based on a sense of passion and emotional fulfillment versus a sense of obligation and responsibility. All right, let me get another card. What is this person's biggest hopes for your future together? We have the Moon. I feel like they desire that this relationship would no longer be hidden beneath the surface. They desire for this to be public, for this to be celebrated, for this to not feel like a secret or something that they have to hide anymore. All right. So they want to learn how to manifest a relationship with you that doesn't have to be a secret. All right, beautiful soul. Let me get another deck. What are this person's biggest hopes for your future together? All right, this says mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, and introspection. Let me get another card. What are this person's biggest hopes for your future together? Axe. Breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. So I do feel this means that this person recognizes that in order to be with you, they have to separate, they have to break up, they have to end the other situation that they're currently in order to have a committed relationship with you. And this mirror card, it's reminded me of this moon because it's about things that need to be brought up from the surface. So I'm getting the sense that you are showing this person some things about themselves that they weren't even aware were a possibility for them. Like this card, this initial card, time spent with you was the happiest of my life. So you are mirroring both their wounds and their possibility to them. So this person deeply desires for the future that a relationship with you will mirror what it is that they truly desire, that they weren't previously aware that they even desired. So you are a significant factor in this person understanding themselves in a deeper way, and they desire to continue that exploration with you. All right, beautiful soul. I'm going to get one final card for the possible future outcome of this connection. What is the possible future outcome of your connection with the person on your mind? All right, this card says finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So that definitely reminded me of what I said up here about all of the assets that you grow together when you're in a long-term serious relationship. I did say that money issues or material issues is a significant factor in this person wanting to commit to you, because it's going to be a drain. It's going to be expensive, emotionally and physically taxing. All right. So that is a significant factor, and it will take time to navigate that issue. So I want to get one final card to see if it will resolve. Okay, what is the possible future of your connection together? Soulmate. I knew there was one final message. It says, yes, this is your soulmate. So I do feel that this situation will turn around in your favor. This person will decide to be with you. I cannot guarantee that, but it is based upon this reading. However, I do want you to know that soulmates don't have to be permanent. And so, no matter what happens at the end of the day, I do feel this is your soulmate, and the two of you are helping each other learn more about your strengths and about your weaknesses. And that is what a soulmate's job is here to help us grow and evolve. So you are his soulmate and he is your soulmate, regardless of the outcome of this connection. But there are some tricky situations that this person has to navigate in order to fully commit to you. But I do want you to know that they do deeply value and cherish your connection. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope that you resonated with this reading, that it gave you some peace and clarity and inspiration regarding this connection. If you resonate and you want to claim it for yourself, comment the lightning bolt emoji and like this video now. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, as we release new readings every week you don't want to miss. If you would like a deeper personal reading for yourself, the link is available in the description box below to book that at any time. And until the next time I get to read for you, as always, I'm sending you so much peace and love.